David, I understand it.
There must be
you're
some people.
David, and I don't say this in an ill-spirited way at all. Just getting to the truth of it, you're like dripping with the viscosity of sanctimony as you ask this question.
No, that's an ad hominem, Vivek. That's unfair. I think you don't want to answer the question. That's to attack me. It's an.
It is. It's like but you are. You're playing around with him. You want him to say something that's going to destroy the rest of his life. His children's life.
Person, it's a system. And I think it goes back to the way the government's run. I think the people who we elect to run the government are not the ones running the government. I don't think Joe Biden is really making most of the policy decisions that come out of the executive branch of the government. I really don't.
But give an example of someone who's making the decisions. I know you can't, it's not one person, but there must be a group.
It's not one person. Well, I'm resisting the premise, David. It is a machine. That is the Leviathan. I mean,
who runs the machine?
This is the apparatus. It's the wrong frame. That's the whole point, David.
Who built the machine?
Okay, you know what's making me crack up is because he's trying to get him to lose his life. Let's put it this way. David Pakman is trying to get Vivek Ramaswamy to lose his bank account. And I should probably title this video this exact way because that's like, come on, man. Peep the questions, yo. Like, are we going to act dumb? Are we talking or are we not talking? He's forcing him to say something, okay? And he knows the exact something he wants him to say.
Well, I think it's been built over the years from decades of purposeful loss of accountability. I think it was built by people who were elected into office that did not want to actually bear the accountability for their actions. And so quietly devolved power, first from Congress to three-letter agencies, from three-letter agencies to a managerial class that pervades the public and private sector alike. You don't have to take it from, what you will see as a, crazy Republican candidate, far right or whatever you want to label me on your show. Michael Lind has written about this in a lucid manner. I think that there's a horizontal managerial class that pervades the public, private, and intermediate sectors in the United States that's wielding the decisions.
I just think it would put a lot of texture to it if you were able to say, Hillary's
Susan
in the
Rice,
class,
or Susan Rice. I mean, you can give examples of the people
Nancy Pelosi's husband, or Ellen DeGeneres, or
That's not my view, and I understand the way the game is played. To then,
it's not a game. I'm just curious who it is.
David. It's fine.
No, it isn't. You're being a weasel, and this is why people can't stand him, especially that nut behind mustache that he had. I don't think he rocks it anymore. Listen, okay, guess what? All right. Number one, no, you know what you're doing, okay? If somebody says the lobbyist, somebody's going to say which lobbyist. Now, me personally, I'm not Vivek. I'll come out and tell you, the Israel lobby has control over a lot of things, okay? There's a book talking about it, okay? And when I say a lot of things, even down to the media, because Israel must always look good, okay? So I don't have, I have no bones in this. I'll just tell you the truth. I mean, to be honest, if we want to save the nation and all of this stuff that we talk about, we need to talk about the foreign interference in our nation. There's a book, okay? And the reason why I always say there's a book is because people would think that you're making this up on your own. No, this is a really good book, and it explains exactly how it works. And that book's from 2006. And John Mearsheimer, who wrote the book, along with Stephen Walt, John Mearsheimer is quoted saying that it's actually worse now. And he never thought it would get this bad, okay?
I understand it. I'm having fun with it.
No, but it's not a game.
I understand it.
There must be some people.
David, and I don't say this in an ill-spirited way at all. Just getting to the truth of it, you're like dripping with the viscosity of sanctimony as you ask this question.
No, that's an ad hominem, Vivek. That's unfair. I think you don't want to answer the question. To attack me. It's an obvious question. If there's a machine and a managerial class, someone must be involved. There must be someone.
That's your assertion, David. And I think that my whole premise is that. I think this is true in both parties, but it's particularly true in the modern Democratic Party. I don't think Joe Biden has a choice in the matter of whether he's the nominee or not.
You can keep repeating that and you can do ad hominems, but you're not really answering.
David, what to say is the Jews. He's like, just go full Dan Bilzerian. Can you not see that this is what's happening here? Seriously. Okay, I'm sorry.
And for you to sort of now claim victim and claim ad hominem.
No, I'm not a victim. I'm fine. I'm a big boy. I'm a big boy. I'm a big boy.
Of course you are. And so I'm treating you like one. And so I think the viscosity of the questioning is basically resisting the premise of the core point that I'm sharing with you, which is that it is not one puppet master that's an individual.
I agree.
It is a managerial machine that in the Democratic Party and the Democratic establishment, and I think it exists in the Republican establishment too, is designed to crush the will of everyday citizens and to decide that this is who will be served. Up to you to digest. You're force-fed who you get. I think this is why the Biden documents case. Why don't you hear much about that right now? Why don't you, the open-ended investigation of Hunter Biden? I think these are levers that if Joe Biden tries to act like an agent and say when their time of deciding that he's not the nominee, well, I think that's when you're going to see those investigations then pick up steam to say that, well, you're not getting out of the way. We're going to get you out of the way. I think that is the Leviathan. It is not an individual. It's not individual action. It is collective
But I'm not
action.
claiming it's an
That's the
individual.
premise.
I mean, listen, I think ultimately the audience can evaluate. When I say give me anyone, and you say my questions are when you say my questions are viscous,
one of hundreds of people, the Susan Rices of the world, sure, fit that machine, but it's not one puppet master.
People like Susan Rice.
Yes,
people like
exactly.
Susan Rice.
People of that
All
class,
right,
absolutely.
that's an answer. That could have been the first thing. I mean, I don't know why my questions are viscous.
But I've played this game enough to know to say that Vivek thinks Susan Rice is the puppet master. But
no, I'm not saying that.
Person.
I have no interest in saying that you said that. I just wanted to feel. I just was like, what sorts of people are you thinking about?
There you got an answer. There you go.
Whatever games others might play, I'm certainly not playing with you. I'm just curious.
God, he lies like it's straightforward. He's so shifty. It's annoying. It is. It's like but you are. You're playing around with him. You want him to say something that's going to destroy the rest of his life and his children's life. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. Like, we're not gonna pretend like this isn't true, okay? Because why do you keep digging in? Look, all right. Like, when it comes to, like, picking Biden wasn't the nominee, I don't think all that. Now, I don't think it was necessarily like, just the Israel lobby for that. Like, no. I'm not crazy, right? Maybe a little bit. But, yeah, there was a group of Democrats who came together and was like, yo, he has to go. And, we're going to put Kamala in. I do think that. I don't think that things are done the way that we are told they are done. I don't think that that's also a weird thing to say. I mean, that's basic elementary knowledge. This stuff we were talking about, like, especially after 9/11, at least a good 5 years after 9/11, people started saying, like, hey, wait a second, man, something's not adding up. How did the passports, survive the blaze, right? Asking questions. They don't like when you ask questions, though, This is fun to watch, though. This really is fun to watch. These two, this song and dance, and David knew exactly what he was doing, and Vivek was like, he was like Neo on the Matrix, like dodging the bullets. It's all good though. We love to watch it. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.